This is Rev'd Up with Bill McKinney, a smarter conversation about cars, the auto industry, life, and whatever else we feel like talking about. Rev'd Up starts now.
Hello, Tallahassee. Welcome. Happy Saturday. I'm Bill McKinney. I'm here with my friend.
Hey, it's Andrew. How you doing?
Fantastic. We're here with our friend.
Hey, everybody. How you doing?
Y'all recognize that voice?
I hope.
Yeah.
We've got a few things to go over. We're going to kind of pick up where we left off last week, but one of the things we're going to do is we're going to spend a few minutes talking to Greg about his experience with one of our Ford Explorers, because we wouldn't be advertising the dealership if we didn't do stuff like that, right?
Yeah, we'd like to thank Tallahassee Ford for that too.
You're welcome.
It's pretty awesome.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised that my first producer, when the show was actually called Real Mornings, Bobby Mackey and his wonderful fiance at the time, Kayla, they were getting married, and I said, well, I don't trust my vehicle. And then I said, well, can I get something? I think you offered up like a big old vehicle. And then, no, we got you taken care of. We're going to give you a Ford Explorer Platinum. And I was just like, oh, Ford Explorer. Okay, great. You know, I was happy with it, but I just thought Explorer is just Explorer.
Yeah.
And then so Andrew took me out and then we looked at it. I was like, oh my gosh. And then just turned it on. I was like, oh my gosh, look at this infotainment center. It is just amazing. And then the power in that little, 6 was that thing would just haul. I mean, getting up to highway speeds was nothing. But then Andrew can tell you this, the thing that I was like just so blown away with was the BlueCruise.
Love it. Love it.
That I had no idea how involved the BlueCruise was. And when you said, yeah, it's got, I just thought it was like I've had others where it's had, assist on the cruise control and stuff, but I'm heading down I-10 and I popped it on, and all of a sudden turn signal comes on. I'm starting switching lanes, going in and out of traffic, and I didn't have it set that high, but I was like, man, saying changing lanes.
You got a little freaked out, didn't you?
On the curve, the first curve that it was on, when the road curved and I was changing lanes and the car was changing lanes from the right to the left on a right curve, and you just thought you were just going to go right off the side of the road, and it just hugged the road. I was so impressed with that vehicle. It's
neat. The other button you're talking about, it was the precursor, and everyone thinks about it. We call it the DUI button because it just does this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the BlueCruise is awesome. It's also kind of like marriage counseling.
Yes, because you can sit there and you can talk with your hands, right?
Right. Yes, you can.
Instead of doing this number, you're driving.
There's no arguing over who's doing a better job driving.
Right.
And the BlueCruise beats both of us.
And here's the great thing about this, right? So when you're driving, you have a passenger. With BlueCruise, you have to keep your eyes on the road.
Mm-hmm.
So you can take your hands off the wheel. And you can have a real conversation. Listen, I can't look at you, honey.
You can become Italian,
but I can be like all over the place and talk. Just calm down.
Oh yeah, that's the perfect thing to say.
Yes,
that's
hands
the
off
great
the wheel.
advice.
BlueCruise will not protect you from that.
They will not. That's a disclosure.
I was wholeheartedly impressed. I was just, because I've driven, like I said, with the self-assist, where you had to have your hands on the wheel, and if you took your hands off the wheel for 2 seconds, the car is going to stop and then do all this crazy stuff. But it was great. I mean, I quickly learned that you do have to look.
You do,
straight ahead.
But don't you feel like, I think Ford's done it right, because you can't use it on Magnolia. You can't use it down Appalachia Parkway. They're like, wait a second, we need to get you on the open road, get you, going. We're not going to give you this whole herky-jerky movement, making a left-hand turn off of Magnolia onto 90 and go this way.
That is coming.
People have it, but you feel safer. And I'm talking because I've had EVs and I've had the fact that you can drive yourself.
Yeah,
but
Tesla has all that where you can do it in town.
Yeah, but you feel weird. You let somebody cross the crosswalk and you're doing that.
So a lot of it is awkward. We're all getting used to some different, different vehicles. And, when we talk about, it's weird with the BlueCruise, and whether you're using it in town on Tesla's version at this point is certainly more advanced.
Right.
But it's all awkward until you go through a little bit. Even when you first started driving the electric vehicle, with the way that it kind of decelerates like a golf cart with the auto brake, it was something to get used to. When I got in one and it wasn't on, and then a couple weeks later when I jumped in another one and that auto brake was on, I thought something was wrong with the car. I was going to turn around and go back to the store
with the regenerative
vehicle.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of getting used to it. So it's, it's kind of like we tell people when they start, nothing's going to feel normal until you do it about 50 times.
Well, the great thing with Ford is they didn't limit it to a Lightning, a Mach-E, an electric vehicle. They said, hey, let's spread the love to all of our vehicles for the most part, certain trim levels, what have you. But it makes sense that when you're on the highway, you can relax your driving and have a more enjoyable drive. Yes, you're still paying attention to what's going on, but that drive itself is more enjoyable to do. Around town, you just want to kind of feel the power. You want to feel the car itself.
I think you got to get used to it. I was like Greg. I was when I first did it, I put my arm on the door and had my hand ready to grab the steering wheel. And I'm looking at the rear view mirror in the yellow line to see, is it weaving like the old one?
Right.
I mean, it's straight as an arrow. I'm trying to figure out, where is it picking up? Is this GPS? Is it done through something in the road? All of those different things. But the more comfortable you get with it, I can tell you, when I first used it going to Jacksonville, I kind of babysat it the vast majority of the way. On the way home, I was ready to hit that button and roll.
Yeah,
because that's how I was on the way back.
All those cameras, those front-facing cameras, they watch the lanes. They watch everything that you're doing going through that town.
Well, and the other thing that was impressive to me also is once I got on 75 and I was near Tampa, and then with people weaving in and out of traffic and not going anywhere, but weaving in and out. And I was in the fast lane and the car was moving me over into the middle lane, and a guy had come in the right lane and he was trying to jerk in, and the car did a little shake and said, take control.
So they clearly were using their turn signals there.
Clearly.
Oh,
clearly.
It's got some fail safes in there. I got when I took that trip over to Jacksonville and first used it, it was pretty neat. I went through perfectly clear skies to a little bit overcast, and it started to drizzle a little bit, and it slowed me down a little bit, but it kept continued function the whole way. And then when we got into heavy showers, and it cut it off, and then, made me take control of the steering wheel. So
but you felt safe, right?
I did. It took a while. Like I said, on the way back, not only did I feel safe, I spent a lot of the conversation talking to my wife, just telling her, like, I'm surprised, because I like to drive.
Right.
I'm surprised how much less stressful it was to not actually have to grip the steering wheel like that. But, like a lot of the things that we do today, not too long ago, these phones were weird, right? They were out, you're like, oh, who's going to buy that full glass phone? That's not going to make it a day.
Well, the thing that also that was crossing my head, and I think I'd sent you a text on this, that I was thinking down the future lines, 10 to 15 years, once this tech is in more cars or more people have this tech, how much better it's going to be getting on the interstate and not having to worry about that guy that was weaving in and out
of
traffic.
Start linking together too.
Yeah.
And it's at some point
it'll be like Starlink satellites.
We're in that weird spot where I talk about we're losing the driver, if you will. But I don't think it means it's the end. It's another chapter. It's what we do with it, right? Our generation like to get in it and blow the back tires off of it, and knock them out and do a burnout. When that time comes that they are linked together, that individualism part may be gone. But that's why I continue to talk about the tech, because today's technology to the consumer is what horsepower was to our generation as a consumer. And so it's feeding a different want and desire from the marketplace. The biggest part is probably getting people like me and like you, like us of our age and caliber, to get as excited about a new screen as we would be about a old style V8 with a big choppy cam,
Yeah, like back in the day, you could change out the radio and put your little Alpine in there and do whatever you wanted to do. Nowadays, you got a TV screen in there, and you're like, wow, this is cool. And I got a sketch pad.
Yeah, that's a thing that I just absolutely love. I mean, the size of the screen, then the customization of the screen.
Fantastic. You can move it around and do things and change things based upon what you're doing.
Yeah.
There we go. Yes, and the Explorer has the Google operating system in it. Do you have an Apple or Android?
No, I had Apple. I was able to do my Apple CarPlay on
I did notice when I switched up a while back, I'll go back and forth between an iPhone and Android. I try not to get bounced down on the technology. And even from one year to the next, you can get left behind. I can say that now. But I did notice, and I'm back to an iPhone, that's where things are comfortable. But I did notice that the Android's hooked up faster, and all of them, not just the Google Drive, but talking to my brother, I guess all of that stuff is Android base, and its base is all driven by Android.
Yeah, a lot of the manufacturers are trying to use that Android activity.
But that's probably because overseas that Android that operating system is much more popular.
I don't know, but everybody nowadays has the Apple CarPlay, and some of it's more dominant with the Google side of things, and makes that experience for everybody. Because you've learned, there's the Google guy and an Apple guy, and you're either one or the other, or you're weird like me and you.
Me too.
And Greg, and we switch. Oh wow, look at this new phone. It's not vanilla ice cream anymore. I don't
want to get left behind. I mean, the things are advancing so quickly that it doesn't take far. And I know me, if I don't know a little portion of it, I'm probably reluctant to go confess that I don't know. And so I'll just maybe move on.
Well,
yeah,
we know the world of tech will come together when an Android user can send an iPhone user a video and it comes through clear.
That would be the greatest thing. I mean,
that's world peace right there.
How do we
get, at least the Nobel? At least get the Nobel if they can pull it off.
There's somebody's got to be out there to be able to do this.
But you bring up something that's very important, and I like to try to mention this every time we can to folks. Folks buy new cars, all different manufacturers and brands that are out there. And I know that the process that they go through makes them want to hurry up and get it over with, right? Kind of like right now, we got a minute to go.
Mm-hmm.
Take your time, learn about what the car offers. If you don't, bring it to us. I don't care what the manufacturer is. Our folks are versed in all of them. And as you said, from one to the next, all the operating systems are different, including Ford. Right now, we've got some that still have the Microsoft operating system, and some that are Google. So, and that's like that all the way across the range. So we're going to take a quick break and come back and chat it up a little bit more. My name is Bill McKinney.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Greg, and I'm leaving.
Hey, Greg, good to have you here today, buddy.
Thanks for having me in, guys.
Thanks, Greg.
Talk to y'all soon.
All right.
You're listening to Rev'd Up with Bill McKinney. Insight, experience, and straight talk from inside the auto industry.
Welcome back. I'm Bill McKinney. I'm here with my friend Andrew.
Hey, Bill. Great conversation we were just talking about with Greg. It was.
Technology and vehicles. It seems to me from my seat that today's technology is our generation's horsepower as far as the importance of things, right? Mm-hmm. We want to know how fast could it get us there. They want to know what can it do for me while it's getting me there.
Yeah, is that
pretty fair?
Yeah, the old question, 0 to 60.
I mean, these electric cars are ridiculous. 1.9 seconds, some of them.
They're getting fast, aren't they?
And then some. We talk about all the time, 1.9 seconds. That's an acceleration in a Costco parking lot that could leave it shoehorned into the back of an Expedition. That's pretty quick.
Yeah, that's fast.
0 to 60, 1.9. Technology and all the different vehicles. There are a lot of different operating systems, and I get in and out of different vehicles all the time. I do tend to stay just with the Ford line now. There was a time when I was hopping in and out of from various franchise vehicles. And I have the luxury of being able to tinker with the different operating systems whenever I want to kind of get to know them, right? And get comfortable. Not everybody maybe is going to have the same time frame to do so. And I know what it's been a challenge for me in the past. So I can only imagine what is it with somebody who just bought it, who just spent money, who's now obligated by contracts and terms and doesn't know how to operate everything. So I say with the most sincerity that I can possibly conjure, if you bought a vehicle here locally in Tallahassee and you need to know how to work the operating system, come by the store. We'll pair somebody, any brand. We'll pair somebody up with you that can help you understand it so you're getting the most out of your vehicle. Yes, I want everybody to buy a car from me, but I want them to enjoy what they got. I want them to know what they got. I want them to know how to utilize it and get their money's worth, because with all the technology being the big draw, not knowing how to use it it's a shame.
Yeah. The technology and what's going on in these cars is amazing, and what you can and can't do is even mind-boggling. I mean, you can get on the internet, you can watch a movie. There's so much you can do, not while you're driving though, but you can watch a movie. You could do so much with these cars today. And you had said, I don't know, a few months ago, you worked with exotics and stuff. Mm-hmm. What is the technology like in those cars? Is it different?
It's been a long time since I personally was in sales. Got full disclosure.
Okay.
I haven't sold a car since November 94. It's been a minute.
All right.
The technology was different then. I mean, back then, I want to say, when did Porsche go to air-cooled? Because I was with Porsche when they went from air-cooled to liquid-cooled. So technology back then, no, it wasn't the same. I can remember getting in a used BMW that I went around the corner and the navigation talked to me. That was the first time I heard a car talk to me.
Did you mute it?
No, I was in Miami. I looked in the back seat to make sure there wasn't somebody back there. I was like, I was just going to get gas. What do you mean to turn around if U-turn if possible? This is the kindest mugging I've ever heard of. Please make a U-turn when possible.
And stop at the next light.
And get out.
Now.
So not a fair comparison.
Okay, but you worked with VW, right?
Yeah.
What was that technology? I mean, people look at it like it's a German car. Is it different?
It was not like Ford. Now you got to remember, I my Volkswagen store, that was 2021.
Okay.
And from Volkswagen to Ford, right there from 21 to 21, Ford was already beyond them. When you get in the German cars, it's a bit, the interior is going to be a little more sleek, less of depressed buttons, more of that streamline, closer somewhere between Tesla, if you will. Everything is very touch.
Right.
So with BMW or with Volkswagen, you still got buttons and things, but it's just more of a minimalistic
fit and finish
feel.
type of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I will tell you from a tech standpoint, the car did some things. It had navigation, had a good sound system, but it was not the same level of technology, at least in terms of comfort for me to utilize. I've gotten very good now on Ford where I just hit the volume button and ask it what to do.
You know where it's at.
Well,
where the buttons are at.
Well, I just hit that one button. Now, once you get used to using it that way, again, we're from the generation of we turn it on, we dial the station, we turn it up, right? It's one thing. It's all these little things that we got to get used to not doing to be comfortable with the technology at our fingertips. It's one thumb button on the steering wheel. Bloop, bloop. Once it up, you tell it what to do and you're good to go, providing it can understand your accent, which I don't think I have one, but Siri sometimes makes fun of me. Do I have an accent?
Not bad.
I don't think I have it. What kind of accent do I have?
I don't know. I think that's like.
Well, my Latin friends down in Miami think it's country, and my country people think that it's Latin.
I think it's normal.
I think so too.
Like,
say phone.
Phone.
Say it again.
Phone.
Say it one more time.
Phone.
Yankee.
Does
he have to edit that out? Can we get in trouble for saying that? Say cream of wheat or grits.
Cream of wheat.
Double Yankee. That's messed up grits, bro.
Is it?
Yeah, you can't put butter and bacon and cream of wheat. It'll be gross.
No.
We're way off topic, John. But can we agree that cream of wheat sucks? I mean, it's a waste of time.
I agree.
Yeah.
Really? Do you like oatmeal better?
Yes.
I don't really like oatmeal, but I like grits.
Do you like cheese grits though, right?
Any grits.
Nobody's going to just eat grits with butter on it.
Oh, yeah.
I beg your pardon. It's like saying nobody's going to eat cream of wheat on purpose. If you're starving to death, of course.
I eat grits with butter, salt, pepper.
No one's going down the aisle.
Borderline offensive. I thought you was from Miami. Miami's still the South, bro.
I understand that, but I mean,
we're old enough that when we were in Miami, it was called Miami, and there was restaurants called Ida's that you could get hash browns and grits and butter.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It wasn't all tostada and cafe con leche.
I gotta be honest with you. I've only had grits here in town, like cheese grits, like not regular.
Did
grits.
you live in Aventura?
No, I live in Color Ridge, way south.
That's country, man. That was country back in the
like
day.
Homestead.
Yeah. How did you not have grits? What's wrong with your people?
That's my hut. I grew up right down the road from Country Ridge and Homestead. That's where I grew up too.
Did you really?
Yeah.
We used to ride 3-wheelers out there, not 4, baby.
Yeah, you had 3.
3-wheeled traps.
ATC 70.
We were the original scorpions, feet coming over the back of our head.
That's pretty bad. Yeah, grits, no.
They're different up here. We found I was introduced to stone ground grits, chunky grits, the real southern grits here. In Miami, I didn't have that.
No, I thought that was an upcharge. They were good.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you, I've had some cheese grits here with some of those stone ground Gouda grits.
It's chunky.
I'll lose the alignment.
Gouda
really off the trucks like a cold beer, one of those milkshake beers.
Gouda grits. Grits? Gouda grits?
That's the cheese. Gouda.
Yep.
Gouda.
It's good. Off topic.
It's pretty Gouda.
Yeah, I know, but you put Gouda in your grit?
It's fantastic.
Oh, yeah. A little smoky.
Just cheese, man. I mean, it's just like Kraft macaroni and cheese. You throw some other cheese in, and all of a sudden it's gourmet.
I guarantee you there's a place
we keep
here.
Going back to food, I was on the show with Patty, and I found out that Vienna sausages, you were supposed to heat them up. I've never heated them up in my life.
No, you're not.
Straight out the can.
Yeah. You straight out the can too?
All right.
I'm silent.
Look here.
I've done both.
I've never had a Vienna sausage, but the people in school, when I went to school, they would eat them straight out of the can.
You went to private school, didn't you?
Yeah, I went to military school.
Did they drink the juice?
Yes.
No, I didn't go that far.
I
didn't go that far. I wasn't that hungry. one Ridge cracker, one Vienna sausage.
I've never had a Vienna sausage in my life.
Really?
Never.
Andrew looks rough, but he must.
Next week, I'm going to have a can of Vienna sausages.
I won't eat them.
Why?
No offense to the Vienna sausage lovers. I just can't bring myself to eat it. I mean, it's canned meat. How long is it in the can? Is there an expiration date?
That's the beauty. That's
emergency food.
Literally why it fits the guy profile.
There ain't no emergency. I will go eat my shoe. Is it?
Honey,
I don't know.
Listen, honey, Vienna sausages.
Honey and Vienna sausage.
Not together, but you can live on them.
Do you eat hot dogs?
It's just a large.
All beef. Bun length.
So you think. Hope. We better change the subject.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. All I'm saying is there's got to be somebody in Tallahassee that has good grits, and I'd like to try them. So anybody out there wants to let me try some good grits, I'd like to try them. I'll try them.
That Backwoods Crossing, that place, They had some collard greens, and there was other food, but the collard greens and
collard greens and grits
separate, but a meal. I think it was fried fish, collard greens, and their Gouda grits, stone ground. Amazing.
Grits isn't just for breakfast either.
No, man.
I gotta be honest. My mind is boom.
It should. It's good stuff. It's good food. It's going to be like a revelation, a new reveal. Woo.
Like that. So what does that have to do with the technology in the car?
Sometimes you need a break.
Oh.
Sometimes old is good. Sometimes old is new.
Oh, this is like restarting when you call your local IT department. Mm-hmm. Have you restarted your computer yet?
Have you pushed the button? Did you get an ID10T code?
ID10Ts are pretty serious. When you get that, you got to run. That could be a salty card.
Yeah.
Anyway,
let's pick it back up.
Yeah. So the technology inside of these cars, even with Ford today and what you can and can't do, back in the day, cars came with navigation. You paid all this extra money for. Now you have a phone, and you can hook it up and boom, you can go home, whether it's Google, whether it's Android.
I got a question.
Yeah.
And I don't know. And if you don't know the answer, that's okay, because I'm not sure now. So I know in the future, over there updates is the new latest and greatest, right?
It is.
So,
and I got something on that.
A lot of these vehicles are coming with the screen, but without navigation. So does that mean the navigation on my phone I got to pay that charge for? Or is that just to use the navigation that's on the vehicle?
So I don't know the answer to this.
Call Dale and ask him, because now I want to know, because I don't use the one that's in the car. I use mine because it knows where I'm going. My Google Maps.
Not
my Google Maps, my iMaps.
I think we should get Dale on the phone.
I think you should call him.
I'll call him right now.
He's kind of a reserved fellow. I'll talk in the meantime. So while we're grabbing Dale on the phone, we're going to take a quick break and get him all keyed up at the moment. When we get back, we're going to find out from Dale on the over-the-air updates. We're also going to talk briefly about the FTC compliance about dealer fees. Should there even be any more? I mean, that's my question. Should I even waste my time? All these different vendors we got to pay to crawl our website to make sure we're compliant. My question is, should we just do away with it and there's nothing to check? I don't know. I'd love to hear from you, hear your thoughts. We're going to take a quick break. My name is Bill McKinney, Rev'd Up with Bill McKinney. My friend Drew's getting Dale on the phone, and we'll be right back.
We're getting Dale on the phone.
You're listening to Rev'd Up with Bill McKinney, presented by Tallahassee Ford.
Hello. I'm Bill McKinney, and we are back. Welcome to Rev'd Up with Bill McKinney. I'm here with my friend Andrew.
What up?
We got our friend Dale Brown, information extraordinaire. Dale is on the phone. Dale.
We called him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We got something serious to ask you, but before we get into the seriousness about the tech on the vehicle, grits or cream of wheat, man? Grits or cream of wheat?
Oh, grits, 1,000%.
All day. What'd you say? What'd you say growing up they called grits?
Oh, yeah. Grits around here was called Georgia ice cream. So they ate that stuff so much, they ate it like ice cream up there. Grits with butter, cheese grits even better than regular grits.
What about Gouda?
That'll work.
Gourmet.
More of a cheddar guy.
Dale, do you even hang out with people that eat cream of wheat?
No,
yeah.
Of course not.
Yeah.
No, of course not.
Trust them with your money in your life, but never your wife. If they eat cream of wheat, it's weird.
Anybody that hasn't had
That's good.
If you haven't had shrimp and grits, you don't really.
You haven't lived.
I've had that.
See, you're halfway home, dude. Now you gotta have shrimp. Now you gotta have grits and bacon.
What do you feel about Vienna sausage?
I liked them when I was younger. I probably have outgrown Vienna sausage.
Would you drink the juice?
Absolutely not.
It's like the nuclear water on the series Fallout. I'm dying.
If I had a small cut on my finger, I might pour some of it on that. That probably would kill whatever's in there. So.
Perfect. I'll eat a whole bunch.
When Don left, when Don Gates left, our old fleet manager, he left me a copy of his handwritten buyer's order that he did at that dealership when I was 5 years old. It had the date on it. I was 5. I don't even know if I was in kindergarten yet. And a can of Vienna sausages. And he said those are the only things that will last as long as him.
Yep.
And they're still there, aren't they?
No, I ate them last week.
Are you seriously ate them?
They're sealed. I mean, yeah.
No, they had to have an expiration date. That's why your stomach ain't feeling good.
This is a trash compactor. I need hot cold shit ice cream. I'm good. Might need to edit that one.
All right, let's ask Dale the real question here.
All right.
You got to find you a good place for shrimp and grit. Eat shrimp and grit. That is the best stuff ever.
Who's the best place in town for him to go to, Dale?
For shrimp and grit?
Yep.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't had them in town for a little bit. I'd have to think about that one.
I'll tell you, Backwoods Crossing. Is it Backwoods,
Maybe,
is it Backwoods Crossing? Or
Is it Backwoods Bistro?
Is it Backwoods Bistro?
Used to have them. Yeah, Table 23 used to have a good shrimp and grits. I don't know if they still have it on.
I did have it on their brunch not too long ago. It was good. It's 2 pieces of shrimp, 2 shrimps.
Yeah.
You got to get a double order. They give you that high dollar plate with a little teeny bit of food. I'm just kidding.
No, they're actually pretty good there.
Yeah, kidding. Yeah.
They're good people.
Yeah. If the plate is light, I drink more beer.
So Dale, we've been talking about technology here, and we've been talking about vehicles with technology and without technology. The question came out, hey, do I need the connectivity package on my vehicle to connect my Android or my iPhone for my navigation to work?
No, well, yeah, I guess you really do to make your navigation work in the vehicle itself. Majority of the vehicles come with a 1-year trial version of the connectivity package. And yes, it does operate. In some vehicles, it operates your navigation, your factory navigation. You can still use Android Auto or Apple CarPlay and use Waze or Google Maps, whatever you prefer, for your navigation. So you don't necessarily have to have it to just operate your navigation system. However, the Ford connectivity package is a lot more than just running that. It gives you 5G connectivity for the digital experience, unlimited Wi-Fi hotspot. You can do audio and video streaming. There's a voice assistant that's part of that package as well. But it runs a lot of the entertainment system, like your videos and stuff that you can show on the infotainment screen. So if you remember a year or two ago, Ford offered a Wi-Fi package through AT&T. And most of the people would do like a $30 a month thing through AT&T, and that gave you unlimited Wi-Fi for, say, a vehicle like an Expedition's a good example. You know, where mom and dad would be driving the Expedition and all the kids in the back could use the Wi-Fi signal to run their individual devices. Mm-hmm. So the connectivity package is built upon that $30 package that AT&T offered, but a whole lot more. And yes, it does operate the nav screen from the factory navigation as well.
But you can, if they don't do the package, you can still just pair your phone up and use your Apple CarPlay and iMaps.
You can. And the thing people need to think about is that, like, for instance, the navigation on an Expedition, they all come with BlueCruise. You know, it's just hands-free, foot-free driving. You know, hands up in the air, feet off the gas pedal driving. And so the navigation system has changed dramatically because of stuff like that. It's not like it was a few years ago where, you know, the roads might be mapped out every X number of years.
Oh, yeah, the updates are more current. But so does the connectivity package, is that going to be necessary to operate BlueCruise?
Yes. Yeah.
It's probably going to be worth it just by itself.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about the connectivity package, you're thinking about BlueCruise. You're thinking about, man, I have, 2 other children in the vehicle. I want to get my iPads working. I don't have to have cellular connection from AT&T separately. I can have it in my car.
Dale, is the Wi-Fi in the vehicle when you do the connectivity package versus your cell phone? I know when we start heading out to like Panacea and we go out there, there's some spots that on the cell phone we lose signal. Is the Wi-Fi on the vehicle itself stronger? Does that help out in those locations?
I would assume so. I haven't personally tried that part of it, but I would assume so. Yeah, I mean, it's just like any cell phone coverage. You're going to have dead spots here and there, but no, I think the connectivity package, again, it's 5G, so it's going to be a good signal. And the main thing is you could have 6 or 7 people in the vehicle, all working off of the hotspot, and that's frankly the reason why the DVDs and the headrests have sort of gone away.
When I was a kid, if your parents got a cool car, it didn't matter how uncomfortable it was to get in there. We found a way to get in there, because whatever it was, it might've been a cool car. Now, funny thing is I actually did the trial package, and then I signed up for the connectivity package on one of the vehicles for McKinney Electric, the actual Super Duty. And funny how it is, when we were kids, we were the generation that set the time on the VCR, right? Yep. So while I did the connectivity package, and I'm like, well, what did that get me? You know what I mean? My first screen looks the same. My 8-year-old daughter, she hops up there, whips through there. all of a sudden the music has karaoke where it can display the words on the screen. So the kids are singing and stuff like that. So, it may not be something that's necessarily important to everyone, but there's a variety of different things that I found on there. When you talk about the ability for all the kids to hook up to the Wi-Fi and watch their own something that's going on, you jump in the car and you take a 6 or 7 hour car ride with, a 7-year-old and an 8-year-old, you need a breather. I feel guilty, right? You don't want your kids on technology, but there's some point where I just need some BlueCruise and I need some Wi-Fi so that they're happy and preoccupied for a moment. And that's where I found the value was there. But I was questioning, because a lot of the things that I go to with Ford and a lot of conversations that I'm hearing, it revolves around what is the future of the industry. And a lot of it is revolving around over-the-air subscriptions and things of that nature. So I was curious, if I decided to say no, could I still utilize my maps? Because that's a question I got. Who uses the factory navigation?
I don't think anybody does. And now with the connectivity of everything, I just looked on my truck and it says premium connectivity, some other extra features.
Now you have a Lightning, so you probably have everything under there because of the EV.
Sure, but I don't have the connectivity process. It said add now. And it said bring Alexa with you, because Alexa will do Amazon Music and Spotify, which is included with the premium connectivity. And then it says stay up to date. Ask Alexa for flash briefing or a quick rundown of today's top headlines. So you can get your news with just your voice, not having to touch anything. So those are just two quick little things that I see here with premium connectivity on top of all the other benefits it does.
Again, it's the auto industry is changing. The things that were important and the things that are important are different. And again, that has me going back to making sure that folks know what it is that they got and they paid for. If it's just a bright, shiny screen that blinds you at night, that's another thing. I made it all the way till probably like 45 before I started to have to wear glasses, and it sucked. I had vision like a Hulk, and all of a sudden my wife's like, "You're going to go get glasses." I'm like, "Why?" She goes, "You're going to get tired of missing our street and having to make U-turns." And she wasn't wrong. So, things change, things evolve, the needs will change. What you're doing changes. Now we look at it, the car is changing. What can it do for me while I'm going down the road? And what it's doing now, what it will do. A couple of years ago when I went to Vegas to a dealer meeting, and the lady that we had was definitely into what she was doing. And she was the trainer on a lot of the connectivity and the autonomous driving in the vehicles. So you want to talk about scaring us? I know you got the glasses on. I'm faking it. I'm not going to do the LASIK until they get to where they're going to be. All right, we got to take a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to tell you about Madison that drove this car, autonomous driving in downtown Vegas. Had 4 people in the car, her and 3 other dealers. The floorboard in front of the other 3 dealers almost had holes in the floor. It was so scary, but it all worked. So,
Dale Brown, thank you very much for taking our call and calling in today, and us calling you and whatever we do.
Single-handedly changing the level of class of this entire program.
Every
Dale.
time.
Thank you.
Mad respect.
See you.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm Bill McKinney. We'll be right back. We'll be finishing up on the last segment. I'm here with my friend Andrew. We're parting ways with Dale, the Gritmeister.
Bye, Dale.
Hello. Have a good day, everybody.
You bud.
We'll be right.
Welcome back. I'm Bill McKinney. Welcome back to Rev'd Up with Bill McKinney. We're back here on the J.M. Pony Express with my friend Andrew.
Hey.
If you're in that 45 to 55 age and you were in Dade County, you absolutely know what the J.M. Pony Express was. It was where you stayed up and you recorded all your songs on the cassette. So we're going to jump into a couple things. One is FTC. They're out. They're talking to dealers. They're having classes. From what I can see, they're trying to tidy up an entire industry to do what seems like a simple request. And I'm going to say that with humility, because maybe it's not, right? And that is what the price that's advertised should be the price that the consumer gets to pay, right?
Right, 100%.
Super fair. Everything is like nothing is built for that. So you're having to see all of a sudden everybody's moving real quick to make sure that their pricing. So a lot of us will use an inventory pricing tool of some sort. There's a lot of them out there. Red Bumper. We use Viato. Viato is a Cox Auto tool. It's probably one of the largest ones that's out there. But that is a full scale inventory management system. So from appraisal to acquisition to disposition of the vehicle to recondition of the vehicle to marketing to looking at dollar a day supply spent on the vehicle. Is it frozen capital? It helps you make good decisions. So meaning if I take the vehicle in and I think if I love the vehicle, but the market don't love the vehicle, well, I don't need to wait for find that one person in the market. So, I mean, it dials in all of these different things so that as a dealership, you can make good decisions to make sure that you're moving metal, which is basically
having the right inventory, doing the right things.
Yeah. So now you enter in, and it's been more than a year ago that they started this conversation, and it just kind of got quiet, if you will. I don't know, maybe other headlines took precedence, but the FTC got out there and they got on a march to get the dealerships to clean it up. And what I mean by clean it up is, don't advertise a price, and then when you get to the dealer, there's $3,000 or $5,000 of stuff to be added onto it. And when I'm talking about add-ons, I'm not talking about sales tax. Sales tax is your sales tax. If you find a way to legally not pay it, let us all know. John, you cool with it? You want to know? Because I don't have any control over it. I mean, if I do, we could all get in big trouble if I decide to just arbitrarily not charge you. It's your sales tax. You're on the hook for it. I'm on the hook for why I didn't collect it, but you're on the hook for why you didn't pay it. You know what I mean? So when I talk about add-ons, I'm talking about legit. You went back there, you agreed for $20,000 on a car. Now all of a sudden it's 28. And when you do your math, you got $3,000 worth of tax and tag. Where's the other 5? And it's this, that, or the other thing. So those are add-ons. The FTC is climbing down some dealers' necks over that. And, they're looking at the ones, there's certainly ones that have abused it and so on and so forth. I am not at odds with it. I hate when there's 1 foot in and 1 foot out, because as I said before, if there's a line, I get in the line. I follow the rules.
Mm-hmm.
And so, being somebody who's been the same size since the 6th grade, I get really pissed when other people don't follow the rules.
I got mad yesterday.
You know what I mean? Lord help you. Jesus forgive him. We got a kind and loving God. He takes care of us when we have troubles in the traffic at 5 o'clock, that one brutal hour in Tallahassee of it. You can fall in that rut complaining about Tallahassee and then go anywhere else and go, oh, wow, it's like that all day long everywhere. So cleaning up the pricing is a wonderful thing. And I hope that they stay very hard on it so that everybody will do the right thing, because that really levels the playing field. Now you get to, as a consumer, you see the true price, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the other thing. So much confusion. Like I heard some of the guys talking about, well, when they come in and check, I sat at the class. They are not coming in to check. They're going to go to your website. This is what I'm understood. They're going to go to your website. They're going to look at that car for that price, $29,991. Then they're going to submit an internet lead. And if it comes back the same price, congratulations. If it comes back different, congratulations to somebody else, because they're getting your money. You just got your fine. So they're going to look at it just like a consumer would. All the things that we're trying to do. You want to know why Carvana is here? Is because if you find a price on Carvana, I gripe about them all the time about them being overpriced cars. But at least the price is the price. It doesn't change.
Right.
And from a consumer standpoint, I mean, that makes you feel got. It makes you feel all of those things that you don't like. So I do think that that's why they're winning, is they have made it just absolutely transparent. I talked about it. I bought a car there. It was easy. It really changed. It made me change a lot of what we were doing to be in line so that we're moving with the market instead of being at odds with it. So I don't want to stay harping on it too long, but my question about that is, if the automotive world and all the third parties and all the different vendors that develop all these operating systems to take information and put it in a nice, tidy format to serve it up to a customer, if everybody's having to jump through all these hoops and then pay, now we're having to take other third-party companies and pay them to go do an inspection to see if we're compliant. And what I mean by compliant is make sure you don't have any add-on fees. And in our case, the only add-on fee is our dealer fee. And I put an addendum on our car because I put it on out there so you could see it everywhere. I also showed it up front. There's, like, if you get a surprise, you must have just been walking through like this. Like, I put it there. I want you to be happy when you buy the car, not you're a bad guy.
Yeah, you don't want to have your eyes closed walking around.
Exactly. So my point about that is, if it's going to be one price advertising and you got to pay all these companies to come up with all these different formats to fix the crap on your website so that it pushes out properly, so you don't get pinched because a third party, screwed up your listing and had it out of order.
Right.
What if you just don't have a dealer fee?
Got rid of it.
What if we just got rid of it? Now, okay, so I'm going to lose dealer fee money, right? Not necessarily, because it has to be upfront anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in theory, could we eventually get to the point where it equals out, because now I'm not paying third-party companies to go check for something that doesn't exist? That's all I'm asking. If I can find a way to get my vehicle to the consumer cheaper, I want to look at that as opposed to going and paying all these other people to inspect something that truly, if this is where we're at and this is the playing field's really going to get that level, then forget it, dude. Just put the price. We don't need all the extras.
And
it is
transparency.
What it is. That's what I'm trying to get to. And my point about that is, before I go pay $400, $500, $600 a month extra for these companies to check it. Let's just remove it, save that money, and pass that savings to the customer. That's my thought. So I would absolutely love to hear from the marketplace what your thoughts on that might be. I want to touch on one more thing, and then I want to take some quick questions. The Mother's Day pop-up market. So last year we did Father's Day.
Yes, we did.
This year we got Mother's Day. Thank goodness we got to get in time together. But we've had to move it. We've had to move the date. You got the dates?
We got the dates.
Pull those up. I'm going to talk about it. We had to push it back, folks. It looks like Mother Nature, them clouds have been holding on to that rain. This show is broadcasting tomorrow, so technically it's probably storming right now, right? It's been threatening for the last couple of days. But
we need the rain, though.
We do. I ain't gonna lie,
very thankful.
Yeah, I mean, backyard's like a dust bowl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Walk back to anyway. Seems like them clouds are holding it. They're probably going to bust loose right about tomorrow when everybody would have been outside with all the beautiful tents and all the commotion and so on. And then it would have turned into the world's biggest sauna. And quite honestly, I don't think that would make my wife happy for Mother's Day to go cruise around a big sauna. Yours? No?
No.
Mine would skip it. That's what would happen.
We're not going.
What we're going to do is we're going to push it back. We're going to push it back to the end of the month. We're
May
going to make
30th.
it all about mom. And let me tell you something. Let's talk about all about mom. Moms are special to me. You know that meme when you get that call for it says mom? Yeah. My mom was gone before cell phones, so I will never see that call. My mom was, so when we say all about moms, we want them to smile, have a good time, come out, hang out with us. We want to celebrate them. I know it's important to my wife.
It's important to all the
moms. For the love of God, I got the most amazing mother-in-law in the world. I want her to smile. I want her to get showered and enjoy a good day, get showered with some love. So we'll see you guys at the end of the month, and we're going to mix it into a whole celebration. If you want to buy a car, that's cool too, but only if you want to, Mom. Other than that, we won't bug you. We'll just serve you with some good food and knickknacks from the vendors. But we're going to push it back, and we're going to push it back, try to keep everybody dry, a little bit better weather. And we'll be looking for you at the end of the month celebration while we get together at the end of May.
Yes, it's going to be a good time. I think we're going to have a good turnout and a lot of great things happening and the community coming together on this one. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Got a lot of stuff happening. Then right after that, I think we're diving right into the Rockin' Reds. That's one of my favorite ones of the year, right?
Yeah, June. But we're also got the golf tournament coming up too for mental health awareness that we're doing as well with the TMH Foundation, which we're very thankful to be a part of. And that is on May 18th.
It is. It's a big deal. To me, the golf tournament, we got a lot of business owners that signed up to be in there, and I'll spend some time. And all I say is, I've got 132 folks at the dealership here on Magnolia at Tallahassee Ford. And it's a lot of my day is not necessarily business. A lot of my day is, working with folks that are going through some challenging times in their lives, and they'll come and they'll confide things that are going on. And some days it's heavy. So, what I would say to the businesses that have signed up, and I'll see y'all out there, is, maybe we need to talk to each other because some days it's heavy and I want to give it to somebody else. I believe you give it to God, but sometimes I wouldn't mind having a beer and hanging out with somebody who's in the same line of work, and we can talk about, man,
sometimes you just
business hasn't been rough, but the things that are happening in the folks' lives that we love and care about has been.
Absolutely.
So that's where I'm at on that. And then next, I want to jump into some rapid fire questions. We always like to find out what's important to the marketplace. What's on your mind? What are you thinking when you buy a car? What are you thinking during buy a car? What are you thinking after you bought a car? So for that, John, you want to jump in? You ready?
Got you ready. We're going to bust some car buying myths,
okay.
Rapid fire questions. Number one, the end of the month is the best time to buy a car. You wait to the end of the month.
Historically, it would be yes. It depends on the dealership you're dealing with. We have major intensity. When you look at my dealership, we are a top performing dealership. We do not wait till the end of the month. What actually happens is, and I talked about it, continues to happen. We will sell more cars on the last day of the month than all of our surrounding competitors will sell for the entire month. We'll get a little bit of a lift out of the end of the month because I think it's a preconceived notion on the consumer's part. But the reality is right now we're focusing on the beginning of the month, and I put fast start bonuses out there to get everybody busy early on because we got weather. We're in the rainy season. You do not want your last weekend. I don't want the team's last weekend to be,
struggling. Like, oh gosh, we got to get all these cars out tomorrow.
And then all of a sudden the finally Mother Nature lets go of it, and we've got a torrential downpour, and ain't nobody out there shopping for cars in ankle deep of water. So long answer supposed to be quick, but right now, if it's the right dealer, if it's the wrong dealer, yeah, you got to wait. But if it's the wrong dealer, waiting won't help you either. Let's go. What you got next?
You should always put 20% down.
No, not always. That is an old myth that very often when I got in the business was said for best financial options. There's us that wants to sell you the car. There's you that wants to buy the car. And 78% of the time, there's that triangle piece, which is the lender that we need to say yes to the financing the car. So down payment very often will depend on credit worthiness, the vehicle collateral itself, and the terms in which you're asking for. So always 20% down? No. And if it's 0%, try your darndest to get nothing down, because now that's free interest. So you want to borrow as much of that as you can and keep yours for a rainy day. Is that clear? Is that quick and clear?
Good.
Cool. Next one.
The sticker price is the most important number.
I don't think so. I mean, I think there was a time where maybe, maybe that was so that the consumer knew where they were. They had a base, if you will, a baseline. So that the true sticker, which is the MSRP, manufacturer suggested retail price. I unfortunately been in the car business. I remember when trucks didn't have them. I remember when trucks didn't have rear bumpers, and it was probably the wild, wild west back then, because there was no baseline for the consumer, because they didn't have the internet. They didn't have all these resources at their fingertips. So the MSRP would have really been the consumer would have had to go on. So at a time long ago, yes. In today's circumstances, no. You can find it online. You can find the invoice online. And truthfully, if you're having a good, engaging conversation with the dealer, I'll show you. I don't care. I mean, we still have to come to an agreement. It still has to be a price that you agree to pay and I agree to sell. So no, not in today's environment. No.
Next up, leasing is a waste of money.
Absolutely not. Every buyer that buys a car and trades it in 2 or 3 years, that's financing it for 60 or 72 months, has leased a car, except for they assumed all the consequences themselves. And what I mean by that is, if you are someone who gets a new car every 2 or 3 years and you are a mileage candidate, meaning you are 8,000, 10,000, 12,000 miles per year, look at that lease and find out, is it advantageous for you? Because if you're buying one every 2 or 3 years, you're leasing it anyway. You're just carrying the negative equity into the new deal. Whereas if it's a lease, when the lease is up, it's over. Unless you've blown out your miles or damaged the car, it's over. You get to drop the keys and walk away, or you'll say, yes, I'll have another, and see what kind of loyalty programs are out there for you. So if you're a leasing candidate and you buy a car every couple of years, it's great. If you're not a leasing candidate, then hell yeah, it's a waste of money. Good, engaging conversations from a dealership that's worth doing business with should help get you some guiding ideas on that.
Fact.
Last question. Buying a new car is always a bad financial decision. Buy a used car instead.
No, I mean, we've been going through a gyration of market conditions for 5 years now, from no inventory to, I don't know, a year ago I had an overabundance of new cars. I think I had like 700, like 500 or 600 on the ground and 100 in transit. And used cars have been constrained, and now they're actually even more constrained. So now that will work against you, because new car valuations are going back like they were all up and during COVID, because those 3 years that we didn't make enough new cars, those cars are not coming back into the trade-in marketplace. So anybody that does have a decent trade, that trade by default, because of supply and demand, now became worth more money, even though there may not necessarily be statistics to support it. The MMR, the Black Book data may not have built that up yet, because the market's moving at that pace. And I would also say, remember, during COVID, no new car manufacturer got the market share that they wanted and that they were used to getting. And now they're all trying to get these cars built, and they're all jockeying to get their placing again. So right now, almost all new car manufacturers are offering something good. I would push you probably more towards new, simply because that's the market we're in. It could change, but at current right now, it's a new car market, man. Go in and beat them up. The factory's got to build them. They got to keep the union guys moving. So they're going to be, pressing us to get them down the road, taking big old raunchy losers, having me up and
there's good deals out there.
There's some real good deals. So affordability is going to be the issue. Again, I think I talked about it before. If you ask Clark Howard, he's going to tell you don't buy any car, sell everything and ride a 10-speed. But in real life, when we got to get around out there, I would look at the entirety. I also talk about that when you look at a used car and it's within $5,000 of a new car, by the time you factor in the interest rate, because typically the new car rate is going to be a little bit better, okay, if not a lot better if it's sub-vented,
right?
Then you got to put a warranty on that used car just to get to the same positioning you are on the new car. Your actual cost of ownership on a new car could be the same or more. So look at the entire, while I wouldn't say shop on payment, I would say look at the whole thing. If you're not stroking a check, then you are buying on payment. Disagreeing with it is only doing something to yourself. Is not really, what's the right word I'm looking for? You're not really being honest with yourself.
No, you just.
So look at the two of them and see if they're used cars within $5,000, you got to put a warranty and you got a higher rate. You're probably paying the same thing for a brand new one, but you don't have a brand new car. And don't get hung up on a specific car. Get hung up on what works for you, and then fight like hell to make it work for you.
Every situation is different.
Yeah. Again, good engaging conversations from a dealer that's interested in not just selling you this car, but all of your cars, as many as you'll have them, you should be able to get really good advice on where to stand. And if you don't know and it's not my franchise, come by the store and ask me anyway. I'll guide you. I love cars. I want you to enjoy them. I've driven them all.
That's a fact. You got people all the time come and ask you questions.
And it's all good. And I don't get mad about it. Now, I'm lying. I do. I look at them when they don't have my bumper sticker on their car and I talk smack, even if it's to myself without a microphone. But we still love you. We'll get you on the next one. Hey, we're getting ready to get out of here for the weekend. This is our Friday. It's tomorrow's Saturday. So you guys have a wonderful weekend. Thanks for letting us have an hour of your day. Hope you guys got a little bit of a chuckle. What do you think, Drew? Yeah?
I think there's some chuckles.
Yep. All right, cool.
Go eat some grits.
That's right. Cheese grits, Gouda grits. Go to that backwoods place, man. It was good. I mean, I don't know anybody. I got no hookups, but I mean, if y'all want to not make me wait because we plugged you, that's cool too. So
yeah.
Call me. See you guys. Bye.
That's today's edition of Rev'd Up with Bill McKinney. Thanks for listening. And remember, when it comes to cars, information matters just as much as the vehicle itself. Rev'd Up with Bill McKinney is presented by Tallahassee Ford. Join us next week for another smarter conversation about the road ahead.